Right, I'd like to talk to you about tools today. Being I'm an ex-mechanic, I'll give you a little bit of a background history. I started working on cars when I was about 18. I did a YTS scheme, for those that can remember YTS, Youth Opportunity Scheme at Southgate Tech. There we had to pay £25 for a relatively basic set but quite comprehensive set of tools, which I think were basically gear door, I don't even know, I can't even remember what they were. They were gear door, something like that, and maybe some Brytal, I'm not really sure. But it was quite a comprehensive set. You had 3/8 drive, screwdrivers, some spanners, half-inch drive socket set, and that sort of thing. Oh, and the couple of files. So I went on to the motor trade. I started with some fairly basic tools, Halford's finest at the time, which were pretty naff, to be perfectly honest. But it was what I could afford, and there really wasn't much alternative to what there is now. It just wasn't available. And I had one of those cheap, nasty sort of tin plate 3/8 drive socket sets with a 100 piece or something that you're never ever going to use any of it, you know, apart from the main sockets. And it was quarter drive. You had a reducer to it, and it was okay. It's just what I could afford. It was all that I could afford. It was what I could afford. And then I went on to be a proper mechanic, qualified, that sort of thing. And like I say, I wanted the best, so I bought Snap-on, which at the time, what was the best? It was what I could have, well, really wasn't what I could afford, but I managed it somehow to afford it, because I did, because I was doing it every day. I used to drool over the Snap-on catalogue when I was a young apprentice and think, oh, look at the tools, oh, they look so nice, they look lovely. But then as time went on, I decided I'd had enough of being dirty and working under cars and getting up at all hours and working on cars in the cold and the rain and cracking my knuckles. As you can see, I had a fairly bad injury. I had a transit van fall on my hand. That's just a cut. I just cut myself on a plate that I dropped. Not my week, I've dropped 2 this week, but there you go. And eventually I come out the trade like when I was about 28, and I thought, well, do you know what? These tools have been sitting here now when I was 38, 10 years. And believe me, when I say I had everything, I had everything. You name it in Snap-on, I had it. Everything from a welder, MIG welder, to a Blue Point CO meter, a Blue Point digital timing light, both which cost about 450 quid. My top box was about 450. 9 drawer, very similar to this actually. Very, very similar to this. And I think it had actually more drawers there. 1, 2, 3, 6. Yeah, so I had 2 drawers like this, and then a bottom drawer like that. So you get the picture. I had, you name it, I had it. Okay, so I sold my tools because I had AF and metric at the time for the cars I was working on. I needed them. I just needed them, and I thought, well, if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it properly. Yeah, so I'm going to get everything. Like I say, I had, you know, Snap-on ratchets, quarter drive, half-inch drive, 3/8 drive, long extensions, wobble joints, wobble extensions, ratchet spanners, blah, blah, blah. You name it, I had it. All in Snap-on. I didn't have everything in Snap-on because I just didn't think it was necessary at the time, but there were majority, 99.9% was Snap-on. But as you can imagine, you were paying Snap-on price for that at the time. I still got a few bits of Snap-on left. As you can, I don't know if you can see, that's a bit blurred in the camera, isn't it? But I mean, that's an example of what, you know, that's about over 20 years old, that ratchet. And okay, it's got a bit of rust on it here and there, yeah, I grant you, but you know, it's still pretty serviceable. It still works. It's still nice action on it. Nice. Anyway, I sold my tools and I thought, do you know what? I've had tools all my life, virtually. I'm going to buy another set. I want a set. I can't honestly spend the money because I don't do the job anymore. I'm a professional driver now. I've been driving buses, coaches and lorries for about 25, 26 years. So I don't need the best. I don't need... So I went down to Machine Mart and I bought this toolbox. No tools in it. And at the time, I think it was on a special. You got the top box and the bottom cabinet thing for about 150 quid. Now, I know they're not that much now. They're more expensive. But it was good value for the time. And to be honest, to be fair, if you're starting out in the trade or you're a hobbyist or, you know, a mechanic, an apprentice, this is adequate. This is more than adequate. If you're not going to, I mean, unless you're going to do industrial plant hire sort of, you know, you need something that's really going to be rugged to throw your tools in on site, then I really don't see the point. This set here, I don't know if you can see that, that's Halfords Professional. All Halfords. All Halfords. That's 1/2 inch drive, sorry, 3/8 drive, and that is, yeah, that's AF. It come with this. I bought the biggest set at the time that Halfords did. I added these socket racks, but this is what it come with. All these implements, all these. This was about 230 quid at the time. I added that long extension bar, as you can see. A Halfords breaker bar. Now, how much would that be in Snap-on? I do wonder. How much? How much would that be? 150? 100? Who knows? And to be fair, look at the quality. Look at the quality of them. That is nice. I mean, you're going to handle that every day of your life. If you're a professional doing, like, you know, cars, a mechanic, a trainee, an apprentice, or even if you're a professional fully qualified mechanic, you can service that ratchet as well. Look, you've got little 2 Torex screws there. You can take that out, you can oil it. You've even got the quick release. It come with all these Torex drive pieces, long sockets, male and female, I believe. Yeah, we got male and female there. Look, male, female. And it came with all these spanners in here. Every single one of these spanners. Now, how much would that be in Snap-on? How much, I wonder. So, really, you don't need to be a tool snob. You don't. You really don't. I think this is Halfords Professional as well. How nice is that? The action on it. Yes, this is a Snap-on ratchet or Blue Point. This was bought specifically for doing, I think it was starter motors and alternators on front wheel drive cars, because you could get the reach there, as you can imagine, by the block. This come in the set as well. All these spanners came in the set, all of them. So you've got Flexi. Tell a lie, these are US Pro tools. I'll go on to US Pro in a minute, but all these ones, these double-ended ring ones, all came with the set. Let's have a look in here. Again, Halfords Professional. Look at that. Look how nice that is to handle. Look at that. Look at that. Look. 16mm. I've got a few bits of Snap-on left, yes. Like the quarter drive set I bought years ago. Still as good as new as the day I bought it. Still as good as new as the day I bought it. Yeah, it's got a bit of corrosion on it, but then, like I say, it's over 30 years old, some of it. So what do you expect? Then we go on to the screwdrivers. Again, Halfords Professional, 19mm. How nice is that? If you're going to work on cars and vans mainly, you're only going to need up to 19mm. Yeah, granted, if you're going to work on things like trucks and buses and coaches, yeah, you're going to need something a bit more substantial. Yeah, I did keep a few snap-on bits. Like I say, this magnetic screwdriver I bought over 30 years ago. It's still as good as the day I bought it. Good as new. With the bits in the end, I'm sure you all know that. And a snap-on stubby ratchet spanner. Screwdriver. Very handy. Gets you out a lot of grief. That good for doing, well, it was good for doing points at the time. And this Stanley, I bought this Stanley, I believe it's Stanley. Yep, Stanley ratchet socket screwdriver again. Don't even know what make these are, these screwdrivers. Bought them for about a tenner with the hex on the end of it, for exactly like Snap-on have, but there they have them, so you can put a spanner on that and turn a difficult tight nut. What we got in this drawer? Again, more. Oh, there we go. Max Pro. Now I don't know who Max Pro is, but he's a very nice geezer and he makes nice tools. These I don't know where I got these. Can't honestly remember. Again, there are a few bits that you would probably want if you were doing it, specialist tools, and you need the specialist things. I'm not saying Snap-on are not good, but why pay? Why are you going to pay that in Snap-on? That Snap-on that screwdriver would probably be about 40 quid. My set, 10, 15 most. You lose that, or you lose that, you can replace that. You ain't going to go, oh, I've lost a 30 quid screwdriver. Moving on, we have water pump pliers. Again, I had a big set of these, big set of Snap-on ones. Handy for doing brake calipers on front discs, on front disc cars. Also handy for doing oil filters. Again, I had Snap-on. These are a generic pair. Don't know where I got them. Can't remember. Don't need to know. Good enough for what I need. Probably about 7 or 8 quid. This one in Draper. It's very similar to Snap-on. Exactly the same, in fact. Probably about 5 quid. Yes, and I bought a Bacho because I wanted to see the quality screwdriver, magnetic ratcheting screwdriver. These I bought in, these are extender ratchets. How good is that? Bought that in, I think I bought that in Lidl's. Anyway, for the moment, I'm going to sign off and I'll be back with part 2 in a minute. Okay, I'm back again. Like I say, I bought this 3/8 drive one. It's extender as well. Look at that. And even a quarter drive, they were a set going for about, I think about 15. No more than 15, definitely. In Aldi's or Lidl's. So have a look. Have a look in there. You can get some good tools in there for the right money. Again, I had Snap-on of these. Don't know what make they are. They do the job. They do the job for what they're meant to do. This come in the set of Halford stuff as well. Excuse me, that's my model trains. This come all in that set, like I say, for 200 and something pound, 220 at the time. Halfords Professional, deep sockets. Look, all the way through, the big sizes, the big sizes you got. And deep, 1/2 inch and 3/8 drive. I bought this somewhere. A generic ratchet, long one. 1/2 inch drive, as you can see. Like I say, I don't do it much now because, but how that nice is that to handle? You're handling that all day. That's beautiful. This is the Halfords one, the Halfords Professional. And if you're going to be using it, then that's as good as a Snap-on. You're not going to cry if you lose that. That's probably about 30 quid. Say 35. That in Snap-on would be at least 150, at least, if you lost that. And you've got big sockets there. And then you've got industrial air gun sockets if you used to use an air gun, or what it is nowadays is an impact gun. It comes with all the ratchets and extensions you're ever going to need. Like I say, so really, I'd either go for, myself personally, US Pro Tools, or I've even found Draper are good. Draper tools are brilliant. Draper Expert. They're about 1/3 of the price. Right, that's the end of part 2. I'm going to show you part 3 in a minute in the garage, and I'll show you my new acquisition.